Now in Virginia Beach, the man accused of hiring a hitman to kill his ex-wife will stay behind bars.
A judge denied bond for Christopher Schmidt. Police arrested him and accused hitman Richard Stoner earlier this summer. Today, Schmidt went before a judge.
13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves joins us with reaction from his attorney.
Yeah, the judge heard both sides today, but his decision on this was quick and swift. But Schmidt's lawyer says there's more to the story we don't know yet, and his client maintains his innocence. Christopher Schmidt, the ex-husband accused of arranging a murder-for-hire plot on his former wife, is not getting out of jail on bond. That's the word today from a Virginia Beach judge. Soon after, in the courtroom, Lois Schmidt's family burst into sighs of relief.
He's not a risk of flight and he's not a danger to the community.
That was the argument today from Schmidt's attorney. While the judge said the 46-year-old might not be a danger, he said he's an extreme flight risk. Schmidt is from Florida, arrested there 14 years after the killings. Back then, police found Lois and her son Jonathan shot to death in their Virginia Beach home. Lois's brother also wounded, a family pet dead, the home set on fire. Prosecutors say Schmidt hired Richard Stoner to carry out the deed. They say Christopher had a temper and bad history with Lois.
We're preparing for the hearing that's coming up next month. Will be our first opportunity to challenge the case.
Schmidt is pleading not guilty. He was pinned to the case after prosecutors say Stoner gave a more than 250-page confession. Court documents say police searched Stoner's phone for evidence. Prosecutors claim there is proof of communication between the two men. That Schmidt also made online searches about a weapon. For now, he sits in jail awaiting his day in court.
Obviously, it's a tragic situation with his wife. He misses his family. Those things weigh on him heavily, but he knows it's going to be a long road.
Stoner is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, Schmidt 1 count. He didn't want to talk from jail after the hearing, but we will, of course, keep you updated with any developments. Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.